welcome to Epiphytic cacti. Today I wanted to talk about the Epiphyllum hybrid, Sakurahime. According to the Epiphyllum Society of America Registry, Sakurahime was hybridized by Mitsuhashi Nursery of Japan, and it was registered by Chuck Everson and Jerry Williams of Rainbow Gardens Nursery in 1994. The flower is rose pink with white penciled edge and a darker throat. Outer petals are pink with a white edge. Flat basket growth. The coloration is extremely variable. The name means Princess of Cherry Blossoms. The flower size is large. I obtained this hybrid on 6/12/2018. I believe that I actually found it on eBay. This plant was grown from 2 cuttings. It's kind of an interesting grower. I kind of like the growth because it seems to kind of stay more upright. The growth on mine is a little bit smaller, probably just due to the growing conditions that I've had going on. I'm sure the branches get larger. This is the first time this has ever bloomed for me, and I think that what's interesting is that we can actually see that the first blooms are on the original cuttings that I received. Now, I know that these cuttings were mature enough even when I got it to bloom because they had faded blooms on them. As a matter of fact, it's really interesting. The seller on eBay was someone that I had never really seen sell before and I had never purchased from before. Based off of the pictures that they had, I decided to take a chance. When the cuttings were sent to me, the blooms from the photographs that they had originally taken were left on the cuttings. This is actually one plant that is identifiable. The flower, not the plant, the flower is identifiable on site. That is unusual and somewhat rare. There really aren't that many Epiphyllum hybrids that are so different from each other that they are truly just recognizable on site. What has always been so totally unusual about this one is the Pikotee edging on the petals. It has just that very interesting white outline on the petals, and it's incredibly unusual. I've really wanted to see this actual flower for about a decade. I would say that it's actually kind of a medium grower. Let's zoom in and take a closer look at the flower. Here I think we can see, you can really kind of see that little Pikotee edging that's on the petals. You can see just like that really, really nice outline there. I don't know that there's all that much difference between the outer petals and the inner petals. I guess the outer petals may be just a little bit darker and don't have quite as strong as a Pikotee edge on it. So towards the center, we can actually see that it has a darker throat, a much darker sort of magenta, very strong pink color. And then there's like an interesting kind of mid-stripe, but it's also marked by, I think, a darker veining. And I can see that they're actually the veins running through here. But it's interesting because they start out as somewhat of a shade of orange and then go out into pink. And that's really unusual. That's really interesting. There are other flowers that I've seen where, like the veining or whatever adds to the color, but I've never seen one quite like this. We can get right in there on the stamen. There we go. And you can see that the stamen, the ends of the stamen are a very soft, beautiful pink. And we can also see that the stigma tube is pink. I always think it's interesting when the stigma tube is a different color. And it's probably one of the favorite blooms that I've ever seen. This bloom in particular is one that I've noticed that has not actually lost its popularity over the years. Sometimes they just kind of fade out of style or whatever, but I don't really feel like Sakurahime has actually lost much of its desirability in collections. Like I said, it's still absolutely gorgeous and it's still absolutely unique. I hope you've enjoyed the Epiphyllum hybrid Sakurahime as much as I have. Thanks for watching and happy cacti growing.